turkey time is over. The discussion whether you get the Yeti bucket is over. Now we're moving kind of into chili season where you're gonna argue about beans or no beans or anything like that. I'm not doing any chili. I'm not doing any more turkey. Today, I'm gonna be doing something really cool on the grill deck. I'm gonna be using my Primo ceramic cooker and my pit barrel. We're gonna do another smoker duel today, and what we're gonna be doing is an actual pulled pork butt versus the vegetarian pulled pork or the jackfruit. Let's get started. Before we get started, we have to start up our grills. So thanks to the Grill Blazer grill gun, this makes it super easy, really within minutes versus, you know, what could take longer. So we're gonna turn on the gas. Come on over here, show you how this works. Got the fire going, took just a couple minutes. So now we're gonna put our heat deflector in. And on this Primo today, this is what we're gonna be cooking our vegetarian pulled pork or the jackfruit on. Now the reason I'm doing this, and I'm gonna set this to about 350 today. The reason I'm doing this is because I wanna see if we can really taste the difference between the veggie pulled pork that's really a fruit and the actual thing. So now we're gonna move over to the pit barrel cooker, light that sucker up, and then get that going as well. So they're good and lit, you can see the smoke coming off. So take this, come on inside, you'll see. Dump it in there, just like that. So we're actually going to be using the grate today. We're going to put the rebar bars in, and then we're going to let this thing come up to temp, which is usually about 275, which is the perfect smoking temperature for this pork butt. We're back inside now, and we're going to go ahead and prep our pork, and we're going to throw that on the smoker because this is going to take a little bit longer to cook. The jackfruit we have to cut open, and this is the jackfruit here. This one's about 6.5, 7 pounds. Okay, and we got about a 5-pound boneless pork butt here. So all I'm gonna do is use some yellow mustard as a binder, and we're going to get all this going and throw this pork butt on the smoker, the pit barrel. We're gonna be doing a 2-layer base of rubs. Of course, always Texas SPG to get it going. And we're gonna sprinkle that pretty liberally across it, getting the sides and the bottoms. And then we're gonna throw on some meat church as well, and we'll do that next. For this pork butt, I decided to go with the honey bacon barbecue, and again, spread it very liberally. Then we're gonna pack it on, and then we're gonna go outside, put this on the smoker. We have it fully coated. It's been resting for just a few minutes. Now we're gonna go throw it on the pit barrel cooker outside. Let's hop out back to the grill deck. Gotta take off the lid here. We've got plenty of charcoal still in there. And this is about a 5-pound butt, maybe 6 pounds, somewhere in that range. We're just gonna set it right in the middle. We're gonna get our thermometer, and we're gonna stick it right in the middle. We're gonna get this thermometer set to go off at right about 202, 203, and we're just gonna set it right on top of the pit barrel here. And now we're gonna go inside and work with that jackfruit. Got it on the smoker, it's going hot. Now we've got this exotic fruit called the jackfruit. They also say that it's the vegetarian pulled pork because it has the same consistency, but we have to get into this thing first. And I don't know many fruits that come with an instruction list about how to open it and remove the seeds. So I've got a knife, and one of the first things it says, because this is a very, very sticky fruit on the inside, is we have to oil the knife so that it doesn't get stuck. We're also gonna have to put a little oil on our hands as well. I have the knife oiled, and the first thing it tells us is to cut into the jackfruit and cut it in half. Then we have to pull it apart and cut it into quarters, and then break down that rind even a little bit more, take the core out, and then we're taking out these little yellow pods, and that's the part that we're gonna eat. They call the jackfruit the gum fruit because of how sticky it gets. We're about to see. So this is the inside of a jackfruit. Now we have to kind of remove all the seeds here, and we'll put those in the bowl there. And if you look, the pods that we'll be removing is all this yellow part. Now we'll be removing this, and when you kind of pull it apart like this, it has that same, not that part, that white fibrous part is not what you want. You just want the yellow part. As it breaks down, it kind of has the consistency of pulled pork. So I'm going to be doing this, I would imagine, for the next, I don't know, 1.5 years, and we'll see you in a minute when we finish. So this is our yield. It's about 2.5 pounds of the meat from the fruit. So the next stage of this process is that we're going to chop it up and kind of cut it, because it doesn't really tear apart, but you can see when you look close, it has these fibers that look like pulled pork. So we can pull it apart a little bit, but we're gonna chop this up kind of into strips a little bit, and then as the pork butt comes closer to finishing, I'm gonna put this on the primo, and I got some smoking wood going. We're gonna hit it at about 375, and we're gonna let it cook in a pot for about 30 minutes with some of the rubs on that I have and some barbecue sauce as well. That's the key to the vegetarian pulled pork, is cooking it in barbecue sauce. I've tasted this. This is a very sweet fruit. Kind of tastes like a mango and a banana a little bit. But we're going to, you know, let that pork butt cook for a little bit, and then we're gonna cook this thing, and then we're gonna do a side-by-side test and see just, you know, if we can really tell the difference, or if it is kind of this meaty consistency that they say it is. The pork butt is coming up pretty quick because it's a very small pork butt and there's no bone in it. It's coming up pretty quickly. So we're gonna go ahead and start getting our vegetarian pulled pork here ready. It's been rinsed off and dried. So what we have to do is outside on the primo, which you can see it right there, here are all the reindeer stickers, is I have a pan, and we're gonna saute these in some oil and barbecue sauce, but first we have to coat it in some of the rub. So we're gonna use the same kind of rub we used with our pork butt. Again, Operation Barbecue Release and Texas SPG. We're gonna throw that on there, and we're gonna mix it in to make sure we get a lot of coverage. Here, come on in and look. This is what it looks like. Just putting some salt and pepper on fruit here, nothing to see. And then, after I get a good amount, liberal coverage of that, we use the honey hog bacon, or honey bacon barbecue, excuse me, and we get that covered. Now this is going to attempt to create the same kind of flavor that went into our pork butt that we did on the outside. We'll saute this in a little bit of broth and some oil. Let's head outside to the primo and get this thing heated up. We got the primo. It's sitting actually at a little higher. I know I've said throughout this video probably several different temperatures, 350, 375, anywhere in that 350 to 400 range, you will be fine. So I've already got this cast iron pan sitting in here, and this thing is seasoned and beautiful. We're gonna add some oil first, and then we'll put in the jackfruit. I'm gonna take these and we're going to let them simmer for a minute and absorb some of that smoke too. So I'm gonna close this lid here and we're gonna let those cook, and I'll just stir them around for a few minutes, every few minutes. I mean, while I get ready to get some barbecue sauce as well. Once we saute them, we'll add that barbecue sauce, and then at that point we should cook it for maybe 15 to 20 minutes at this high heat, and that should bring it to the consistency of pulled pork that we're looking for. We're about 15 minutes into sauteing these, and it's kind of cool. So they're all heated up. It is pretty hot, but it's sort of getting where it can pull apart a lot easier now. I don't know if you can see that. So it's going to take on more of a pulled pork consistency, which I think is pretty cool. So our next step is to add a little bit of barbecue sauce, and I'm using two different ones today. I'm using some Palmetto Sauce Company Edisto Orange, and I'm just gonna sprinkle that along there like that. That's a little bit more of a wet one. And then, because I live in the Carolinas, I got some Sticky Fingers Carolina Classic. Now, these are two different ones, mustard based, vinegar based. That's okay. It's gonna taste good when they're blended because I've done it before. And I'm just gonna mix it around like this. See, it's taking on a nice color now. And then we're gonna let this sit for probably 15 to 20 minutes while it cooks in the sauce. And hopefully this fruit will absorb some more of this sauce and will take on more of a pulled pork consistency. So we're gonna close the lid, let it sit. We'll check back in about 20 minutes. It's been about 20 minutes, 25 minutes or so. Let's take a look at the veggie pulled pork, even though it still looks like, I mean, it just looks like fruit that's swimming in barbecue sauce. So I'm gonna pull this off, and we are going to put it on this pan right here, and after that I'm gonna put it in the oven and let it sit and kind of heat up in the oven just on warm for a little bit longer, because we have a few degrees more to go on that pork butt. And once it's done, I'm gonna shred this probably with some forks to make it look maybe more like shredded pork, because it's not looking like it right now, and we'll go from there. Just pulled the pulled pork off of the primo, which did its job. It has absorbed some smoke, but I mean, when you look at this thing, I can already tell you I either did this incorrectly or it's just, this is a huge fail. I don't really know what's happening here. It's pulling apart, you know, like very easily. It's very tender, but I am not sure what's going on here. I mean, I watched several videos, I read several articles about this. I can already tell you this ain't gonna be anything close to pulled pork. I have no clue what this is gonna taste like, but I'm gonna give it a whirl with the pulled pork actually comes off the pit barrel, the real pulled pork. This is why I eat meat and I'm not a vegetarian, because this is a slop of mess. I mean, I have no idea what is happening in this. I mean, look at this. you know, that's not the consistency of pulled pork. So, I mean, maybe it is if you did it incorrectly. So, anyway, I'm still gonna throw this in the oven. We're still gonna go through this. I can already tell you now, I'm not gonna be able to, the pulled pork, the real pork wins. Vegetarians, I'm not trying to offend you at all. Good luck with this, but we're still gonna try it and see what it tastes like. Maybe my mind will change. We'll see. So, it's not often, in my life anyway, that I'm wrong. And this has been the worst video I've ever done. I don't even know how to describe this. I mean, first of all, we have this like what looks like vomit. I don't even know. It looks like the jackfruit shat all over the pan, and it's been, you know, this looks partially digested. It smells horrendous. I mean, it has stunk up my house. It smells so bad. The pork butt, by the way, looks like, I'm gonna show you an image of it right here. It's still cooking. It's sitting at 100 and something degrees right now, and it looks beautiful. The pit barrel cooker does amazing work. The Primo cooked this the way that it should have. This is not the Primo's fault. If I were a bad carpenter, I would blame my tools. I just suck at cooking, apparently. I don't even know. I don't even know if my body can digest this. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and do the taste test now. And we're gonna declare a winner, which I can already tell you the winner is not even fully cooked yet. But I wish you could smell this because this is bad. So we're just gonna go ahead and dive in here and see what happens. This is bad. Here we go. Slipping out of my hand like a frog here. Oh God. Oh God. I don't even Oh God. Oh. Oh God. I don't even know how to describe that taste. Okay. Vegetarians, y'all are disgusting. Not all of them are, but this is not a substitute for pulled pork. I love pork. I'm from Georgia. I love pork. I live in the Carolinas. This is kind of the pork capital, but this, coming from Southeast Asia to South America, where it's commonly grown now, by itself tastes really good and sweet and fruity, kind of like a mango and a banana combined. This tastes what I'm pretty sure my dog did in the yard about 15 minutes ago. This is not even close to pulled pork. I don't recommend the jackfruit for any kind of substitute for meat at all. This was a horrible idea. I regret my decision, and I will regret this for a very long time, as will my stomach. So this is I'm Mark Ashby of the Grill Mark Co Cooking Channel, where usually we do grilling so rare it's well done. Unlike today, this is pretty much like a well done steak. It has just ruined everything. So leave some comments in the section below. You know, like and share the video, because it's bad, and I admit it, and I am a loser. I'm the loser, not the smokers. I'm the loser in this one. So, and so is my family for smelling this putrid piece of nastiness. In the idea box, it was good. In the actual doability, it was horrible. This was horrific. So we'll see you next time. Thanks.